They caught me in D.C.
In D.C.?
Yeah.
They said it was on Pennsylvania Avenue? Or Minnesota? Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania Avenue, yeah. No, Pennsylvania and Minnesota, yeah. Minnesota and Pennsylvania, yeah.
What was that experience like?
That experience, that was a scary experience for me because, you know, this the feds. I know once they came, I knew it was over. They was lamping outside this apartment. They was lamping outside this house I used to be at a lot. This dude used to cook. He was a faggot. Mm-hmm. And his name was Manny. Manny was a good guy. He was a homo though. He was gay. Okay. Everyone knew him in D.C. And the guy Fray that I talked about that we killed. His girlfriend, her name was the same girl that Rich used to mess with. This was one of the girls that Rich used to mess with named Inga.
Okay.
She was messing with the kid Fray now. So now after he gets killed, later on down the line, the feds run up in her house. Because they had heard he got killed. So they had heard that I may have killed him because I wanted to be with her.
Oh.
So they ran up in her spot. So when they ran up in her spot and told her that, she was like, oh yeah, he might have had something to do with it. Well, he don't be here. He'd be at Manny's house all the time.
Right.
So what they did was they started checking out Manny's spot. And they caught me coming there a couple of times, but they didn't move in at that point. They wanted to make sure that it was me. So this one night they was lamping outside the joint. I was waiting for her, and in the process that I was waiting for her, the kid Manny came outside, and we were sitting in his Cadillac because I was waiting for my wife to pull up, and this dude walked past the car. Black dude, it was around 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell he doing walking by? So I'm strapped. So I get the 9. I was carrying like 2 9s with me, so I pulled them joints out. The kid man was like, what you gonna do? I said, no, I just don't trust this dude right here. So I got my 9s with me and all that, and so he disappears. My wife pulls up. She's driving a rental car, so I get in, because I had took all the cars back from her, so she couldn't get to none of the cars. Mm-hmm. I had took her BMs and all that. So I go on the passenger side of the rental, and I get in. I said, yo, go ahead, drive. I told Manny I'll see him later. I went up in the rental talking to her. I told her to drive. So as she's driving, I see a great Thunderbird coming back of her. You make that turn. You make that left. So the light is green now. Now she's moving a little something. It goes to yellow. I said, okay, now speed up and make this left. So when she made the left, she almost turned in, like going the wrong way up the street.
Okay.
So I grabbed the steering wheel and jerked it back to the right lane, to where the traffic is going the right way. So right across the street, right across from the corner that we made the turn, there's a Amoco gas station on Pennsylvania and Minnesota.
Okay.
So they got a police car in there. They knew that I wouldn't pull over for no regular car. So what they did was they sent a police car at me. And in my mind, I wasn't driving. My wife was driving. So in my mind, I'm saying, okay, I got fake ID. I had about 10 different IDs. And my wife had her license, so I'm saying, well, you ain't really do nothing, so just pull over and we going to see what they're going to say. You made a mistake. And we on our merry way. But the feds was behind them all the time. The feds had said, they told me later on that we knew we couldn't just pull you over in any old kind of car. So a regular police car you may pull over for. And when I stepped out, they jumped out the trees and out the restaurant, and all kind of cars came and this and that. But I tried to jump back in the car, and my wife tried to throw the car in drive, but she never got it in drive. She just got it down to neutral, and the car was just revving real high. And they snatched her out the joint, pulled her through the window, and they threw me on the floor. And the feds, and then one of the agents was like, give us that famous smile. And I just looked up at them and gave them a smile. They was like, yeah, that's him. Yeah, and and when I went to the federal building, they had a can of Alpo on their table.
A can of Alpo?
Yeah, they gave a can of Alpo to the federal agent who finally got me. The van that they had an old van sitting outside this faggot's house. And when I finally got knocked, they opened that joint up, and that joint had top-of-the-line technology. It had like a scope up in there, all type of surveillance equipment and all that. But the joint looked like a raggedy old van. So they was definitely surveilling the joint from the girl telling her that I'd be down there a lot. And that's how they got me. That's how they got me that night, November 6th, 1991. Over to D.C. jail and all that. I'm in D.C. jail for a little while. My name, they starting to hear that I'm up in there. And because the kid Rayful, he had just, maybe like 2 years before, he had just left the joint. Like I said, he was like one of the biggest dudes coming up out of D.C. I'm hooking up with some of the dudes that I used to deal with on the street. They brothers are in there, so they strong. Mm-hmm. A couple of little beasts was trying to take off for the kid Michael Fray. His nephew was in there, and a couple other dudes that was rolling with him, so they was trying to you know, like, yo, did you kill my uncle and this and that? But nothing never came about that because I was a little too much. I was a little too strong for them at that time.
You're strong. You had a little crew in there.
Yeah, I had to. Like I said, my man. My man and brother and them, they were strong. Then my man Wayne. Okay. He did is send the word to the jail like, yo, my man is up there. Make sure he's right.
Right.
So the unit they had me and dudes like, yo, don't worry about nothing, bro. You all right?
Okay.
And like I said, my man, little brother, he doing like 40 with the feds now. I think he just caught another body. He was strong, so I didn't really have nothing to worry about. But then they snatched me up out of there. They took me to Virginia. They snatched me. Now it was time for me to. They was extraditing me to Virginia to the original complaint, which was Nut.
Right.
Rich and them cousin. Now I'm over in Alexandria Detention Center, sitting for months, just sitting, not knowing what the hell is going on. My lawyer's telling me, well, they got you for this, they got you for that. So in that, I'm thinking, okay, I can fight this over here. This ain't really nothing. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't do all this over here. No, I'm thinking, D.C. not really coming. They got me for something in Virginia. What D.C. was doing was just building their case and was going to just add to this Virginia thing. So once I was in that system, they had people willing to come testify. Once I'm in jail, they had people willing to come testify against me, and other crews before me were going to try, and they was coming back with natural life and all. So my lawyer was like, look, you really need to make a decision. And I was trying to fight them. I was going through all the preliminaries as far as what kind of evidence they had on me, you know, what their case was. I was really taking it to the point where I'm going to see if I can fight these people. And my lawyer was like, look, your ace in the hole is, if they ever ask you to tell, you really need to think about that. And that wasn't until like 8, 9, almost a year later that I decided to do that. So my lawyer came back at me and was like, look, they trying to make a deal, man. They really want Wayne Perry. They want you, but they also want Wayne Perry. And if you got anything good on Wayne Perry, they're willing to make a deal with you. So I was like the less of two evils. Me and Wayne, we were both evil to them, but I was the less.
Right.
Evil one. Like, we can sleep with him, but we can't do nothing with Wayne Perry.
Right.
We got to prosecute one of them, so I'd rather us prosecute Wayne Perry. But then when them crackers wanted me, they put the full court press on me. We gonna hit you with the death penalty. We know we got you for this murder. We got you for that murder. This is the capital punishment right here. We gonna get you. I'm sitting up in there like, yo, the hell am I gonna do? I'm talking to my lawyer. My lawyer like, yo, your ace in the hole is Wayne Perry because they asking about him and this and that. I'm saying, yo, we not going there right now. Here's 70,000, 80,000. Let's get this thing rolling and all that. And then they started bringing in the wife, talking about going to mess with Mama Duke and the sister and the niece. I said, hold. Let's talk for a minute. What you want?